This is Stock Talk, a discussion of stocks in the news with the analysts of Zacks.com. Kraft Foods recently said it plans to split its company into two separate companies. Now, the new company names still have not been decided upon. Kraft is estimating this process will take until year's end. Meantime, we thought it would be interesting to see what Kraft looks like now as the one company that it is, with our stock strategists, Tracy Reinick and Mike Vodicka. So I think that's really the only way it makes any sense to approach this conversation is talk about Kraft as it is right now. Fundamentally, they're not doing so bad, are they?
No, they have really strong brands, and that has been carrying them well over the last, couple quarters here. They have divested of a few of the brands that weren't really making any sense. They got rid of the frozen pizza division a little while ago. But they have number one brands in, everything we know. Jell-O, obviously the Kraft macaroni and cheese, Velveeta, Maxwell House coffee. But they have been facing some issues with the commodity costs, rising commodity costs.
But they all have.
They all have, but they've been managing that well. And then they have this, snack division that's been doing real well, and snacks are hot. Worldwide, there's a lot of growth in that area. So, they've been, steady Eddie here for the last couple quarters.
Okay, Mike, give me the momentum picture. As it stands right now, what's it looking like on Kraft Foods?
Well, like Tracy said, the fundamental picture does look good, and we definitely see that showing up on the chart. Our first chart I brought with me is the year and a half, 2-year chart. Okay. And what you can see is a very nice trend higher over the last year and a half out of the recession. Shares bounced from 26 to a recent high of about 36. And that has a lot to do with what's going on with food and agriculture right now, a lot of global demand. So definitely the momentum picture is looking strong right now. We did see a little bit of a pullback on a shorter term basis with the market. They did report a good quarter, and shares did hit a new 52-week high on that, but it saw kind of a sharp intraday reversal on that news. But the longer term trend is still bullish, so Kraft is looking good right here.
Okay, so we got a long-term bullish momentum trend. We got an overall good fundamental picture. Why then does a company like Kraft want to break up into two companies?
Well, because they have this slow growth division that is the North American grocery section, which is what we just talked about, the Velveeta, the Jell-O. They have 80% of the macaroni and cheese market, so how much more can they get? So that's a good business, but there's almost no growth there. It's just kind of steady Eddie, brings in a lot of cash. They're expecting in the spinoff that division, that company will pay quite a nice dividend. The company already pays a good dividend of about 3.4%, but that will just be, we're in it for the dividend and slow growth. The other side of the business is this, the international side and then the global snack side, and that has bigger growth. So the slow growth has been slowing down the big growth side, so they feel like if they bust it into two, some shareholders will get the added benefit of the higher growth of especially the emerging markets. They're expecting, even if they stayed as one entity, their sales percentage to rise about 5% from like 28 to 33% of sales in the emerging market in the next couple of years. And so you'll see even a bigger share of that in their, when they spin it off, their global snack side. So, they're trying to give shareholders kind of the best of both worlds. You can own this slower growth with the dividend, and you can own this, higher growth, a little more cutting edge, getting into these emerging market countries.
Okay, so ostensibly in the best interest of the shareholder.
That's how they're couching it.
That's the theory.
Yes.
Mike, what happens to that momentum picture, that strong momentum picture when a company splits into two? Does that momentum get cut in half now too?
No, it's from a momentum perspective, it's a nice boost for shares because it allows each division to become more focused and more and leaner. So I look at it as being a big net gain for both sides of the business, and momentum should accelerate on the news.
And each company then will develop its own momentum. The second company obviously is going to take some time to develop any kind of a momentum trajectory one way or another, I would imagine.
Yeah, it's the snacks division is going to be a higher beta play. There'll be more upside, more volatile, and there'll be more stability in the North American grocery business.
Okay. Kraft, a stock in the news that we're going to keep our eye on going forward here with Tracy and Mike. I'm Terry Ruffalo.